In the world of copywriting, there is a lot of conversation around picking a niche or picking a particular topic to focus on or an industry to write in. And there are lots of people with very strong opinions. I am definitely guilty of being one of them. Even in my Write Your Way to Freedom course, one of the main lessons is picking a niche and niching down. However, I will say that you can be a multi-niche copywriter. There is a lot of people doing it. There are just some things that you really should consider if this is the path you're going to choose, because this is one of the things that can often help or really hurt your business. And I don't say that to be dramatic, to scare you or anything like that. Picking a niche was hands down one of the best decisions I made for my business because I started out as a multi-niche copywriter. However, I have seen so many of my students make being a multi-niche copywriter really work for them. And there are lots of stories of people online also making it work for them as well. So I'm not one to kind of leave you in the dark and say that there's only one right way. I'm never gonna do that. Hey, by the way, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I am here to talk to you about what should you consider if you do choose to be a multi-niche copywriter. Again, I think it's super important to remember that there's lots of different ways that you can make being a freelance copywriter work for you. Again, I'm always going to give you my very strong opinions, but if you decide that that is not the direction you want to go and you want to write in multiple industries, then let's talk about how you can make that work for you. Because ultimately, all I really want is for you to experience success. So the first thing I want you to consider is that it can be tough to keep focus. So one of my best tips for keeping focus when you are going to be a multi-niche copywriter is to, at the very least, put different ideal clients you're going to reach out to in different buckets or categories. So maybe you have beauty, maybe you have jewelry and e-com, maybe you have health and wellness. Having some sort of bucket will give you a little bit of focus so that you can batch your work and you can go after similar clients and kind of start to get to know who is who in your industry or in that particular industry, right? So take the time to, at the very least, kind of batch the different types of clients you're reaching out to. That will help you stay focused. The next thing to consider is choosing an umbrella niche and then picking many different subcategories. For example, health and wellness is massive. But when I started, I decided I was going to reach out to clients that were physical therapists, that were chiropractors, that did aesthetic work and anti-aging work, functional medicine doctors, physical therapists. I mean, you name it. I basically was like, okay, what falls under health and wellness? E-commerce. So you can also start out by having some sort of similarity, and that will also help you stay focused. Another thing to consider is focusing on one type of copy. Now, sometimes multi-niche copywriters really become well-known or an expert in a particular type of copy. For example, sales pages or emails. Emails is a great option if you decide to go into anything that's e-commerce related. You can not only specialize in emails as a copywriter, but you can also learn automations and sequences and be able to make actual recommendations on the entire flow on the back end of an email provider. Now, keep in mind, that's not necessary. You can absolutely just focus on copywriting, but sometimes picking a particular type of copy also helps give you focus. The next tip I want to give you is to just say yes to opportunities, even if it comes from other copywriters or from agencies, because if you are deciding to be a multi-niche copywriter, if you're here watching this video, I'm willing to bet that one of the reasons you're deciding to do this is because you're unsure. Or you've just been doing this a little bit and you're like, nah, I like mixing it up. That's fine too. But saying yes to unexpected opportunities can be the exact thing you need to really figure out what you love and what you hate. And keep in mind, if you choose to go this route, you're probably going to have some situations where you're not really in love with the work that you're doing. I mean, that's to be expected. Another thing to keep in mind is that sometimes, even if you claim a niche, you will still get leads from outside of your niche. For example, I get leads in adjacent niches all the time. I also get people always asking me to write in their niche. They'll be like, oh, I'm a lawyer. Will you write copy for me? And I usually say no because I know the amount of research that's going to go into doing a really good job. But just also keep in mind that sometimes picking a niche doesn't mean that you can't still be a multi-niche copywriter. even if you claim it on your website. So it is possible to pick a niche, claim it on your website, implement SEO so you can have some incoming clients that way, but still be a multi-niche copywriter. I think sometimes we put too much weight in what we claim on our website online as if like that is set in stone. But remember, you can go in and change your niche on the back end if you really want to at any point in your copywriting career. You are not married to your niche. And then finally, I want to remind you that it's your business. When you are a freelance copywriter, you are calling the shots. So you get to decide what works for you, what you don't want to do, who you want to work with. And honestly, this process of picking a niche is something that takes time. And you're gonna have situations where you're like, okay, I don't like writing for these kinds of clients anymore. Or I had no idea I would love writing in this industry, right? All of those things, if you are open to them, can inform your decision and help you move forward and create a business that you really love. I want to leave you with one thing. I want you to ask yourself, am I deciding to be a multi-niche copywriter from a place of scarcity? Meaning, am I doing this or making this decision because I'm afraid that if I pick a niche, I will not be able to find enough clients? Because if you are making a multi-niche decision based in that, then that's usually not the best place to move forward from. And what I mean by that is if you're making a decision based in scarcity, it's going to feed all the other ways that you reach out to clients. So if you are afraid, if you're deciding to be a multi-niche copywriter because you're afraid that you will eliminate or rule out opportunities, usually those kinds of copywriters end up reaching out to lower quality clients. They end up having a harder time. So I just want to encourage you that if you're choosing to be a multi-niche copywriter, I want you to try and do it from a place of abundance, meaning from a place where you are like, yes, this feels good. I'm choosing this to empower myself to have a period of research and growth and understanding and to decide if I want to stay this path. And also, if you have been a copywriter for a while and you decide to be a multi-niche copywriter, like fully own that shit. You know, this is what is going to make your business super enjoyable for you. If you are the kind of person who gets bored easily, own it. Say, I'm going to be a multi-niche copywriter. I don't care what all the internet advice says, and just head down that path. Seriously, this is your call. You are in the driver's seat. And I think it's really important to get to a place in your business where you are comfortable rejecting other people's advice. So that even means me. I tell my students that all the time. I give you the advice that I know works, getting you to the place you want to be income-wise as fast as possible. But at the end of the day, you have to make decisions, even if it goes against the advice of others, that is best for you. And if being a multi-niche copywriter happens to be one of those things, then own it and try and do it from a place of abundance rather than a place of scarcity. That's my advice for you. If you are a multi-niche copywriter, you've got this. I've seen so many people make it work, and really, there's not one right way to do this stuff. So if you loved this, hit that thumbs up button, leave me some comments. I love the comments you guys leave for me. It's how I get ideas for my next videos. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.